Nobody teaches you this in school. You learn math, history, grammar, maybe even a language you'll barely use later in life. But almost nobody teaches you the one lesson that shapes every relationship you'll ever have. The way you treat yourself teaches people how to treat you. Every time you over-explain, say yes when you mean no, laugh off disrespect, or make yourself smaller to keep others comfortable, you're sending a message. And people listen. Not always consciously, not always cruelly, but consistently. They watch what you tolerate. They watch what you defend. They watch how quickly you abandon yourself. And from that, they decide how far they can go with you. In this video, you'll learn 7 quiet behaviors that make people respect you more. Not because you demand it, but because your actions leave no confusion about your worth. And as you watch, ask yourself one question. What have my habits been teaching people about me? Behavior 1. Keep your word to yourself. Before anyone else trusts you, you have to trust yourself. And that trust is built in private. Every time you tell yourself you'll wake up earlier, finish something important, stop tolerating a bad habit, or finally hold a boundary, and then don't, you weaken something inside yourself. Not just discipline, self-belief. Because when your own promises mean nothing to you, your mind starts treating your word like a suggestion, not a standard. And that always leaks into the rest of your life. People can feel when someone's words and actions don't match. They can feel when a person doesn't fully stand behind themselves. But when you follow through on the things you told yourself you would do, even the small ones, you build something powerful. Evidence. Evidence that you can be trusted. Evidence that your word carries weight. Evidence that you mean what you say. And once you become that person in private, people start seeing it in public too. Respect begins there. Behavior 2. Stop over-explaining. One of the fastest ways to weaken your own authority is to turn every decision into a defense speech. You say no. Then you explain. Then you justify. Then you soften it. Then you apologize for it. By the end, your answer barely sounds like your answer anymore. Over-explaining often comes from one hidden belief. Maybe my decision isn't valid unless you approve of it. And the moment people feel that, they start believing they deserve a vote in choices that were never theirs to make. Confident people don't explain every boundary to death. They can be warm, they can be respectful, but they are clear. I can't make it, but I appreciate the invitation. That's enough. No long excuse. No guilt performance. No trying to make everyone comfortable with your choice. Because real confidence doesn't need 12 extra sentences. It trusts that a clear answer is already complete. Behavior 3. Let discomfort exist. Most people cannot tolerate tension. The second, a moment gets awkward, heavy, or emotionally sharp, they rush to fix it. They fill the silence. They apologize too soon. They smooth over what should have been addressed. They make themselves responsible for everyone's emotional comfort. But when you do that repeatedly, you teach people something dangerous. If this gets uncomfortable, I'll carry the discomfort for both of us. And once people learn that, many will let you. Real self-respect means you can sit in a hard moment without immediately trying to rescue it. You can let silence breathe. You can let someone be disappointed. You can let tension stay in the room long enough for truth to exist inside it. That doesn't make you cold. It makes you steady. Because not every uncomfortable moment needs to be repaired instantly. Some need to be understood. Some need to be felt. And some need to reveal who is really willing to deal with reality. Calm people earn respect because they don't panic at friction. They can hold the moment without collapsing into it. Behavior 4. Receive compliments without deflecting. When someone compliments you, what do? Do you say thank you? Or do you immediately shrink? Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could do it. I almost ruined it, honestly. That may sound humble, but often it's insecurity wearing the costume of modesty. Because when someone sees something good in you and you instantly reject it, you're not just dismissing yourself, you're also dismissing their judgment. You're acting like their positive view of you must be mistaken. And over time, that affects how people see you. The healthy response is simple. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's it. No self-deprecation, no nervous joke, no need to erase yourself from the moment. Receiving a compliment well shows emotional maturity. It shows that you don't need to hide from your own value just to appear likable. And people respect those who can receive good things with grace. Behavior 5. Stop shrinking in rooms. Shrinking is often subtle. It's speaking more quietly than necessary. It's apologizing before you've done anything wrong. It's physically making yourself smaller. It's holding back a useful thought because you're afraid it might bother someone. It's acting like your presence needs permission. And people notice, not because they are carefully analyzing you, but because human beings naturally respond to the signals you send. If your body language, tone, and behavior say, "I'm not sure I belong here," the room often reflects that uncertainty back to you. This doesn't mean you need to become loud or arrogant. It means you stop editing yourself downward. Walk in, sit properly, speak clearly, finish your sentence, hold eye contact a little longer. Let your presence exist without apology. You do not need to perform dominance. You just need to stop performing doubt. And that alone changes the way people respond to you. Behavior 6. End what has already ended. One of the clearest signs of low self-worth is staying emotionally attached to things that are already over. A dead friendship, a one-sided relationship, a role you've outgrown, a dynamic that survives only because you keep breathing life into it. Some people call that loyalty. Sometimes it's fear. Because ending something means accepting reality. And accepting reality means admitting that your energy has been going somewhere it no longer belongs. But the longer you stay in what has already ended, the more you teach others that you will remain available even after your value is no longer honored. That's a dangerous lesson to teach. Self-respect means recognizing when something is complete, not with drama, not with revenge, not with a speech, just clarity. You stop forcing. You stop chasing. You stop carrying what is no longer yours. And when you do, you make room for relationships, opportunities, and environments that can actually meet you where you are. Ending what is over is not loss. Sometimes it's the first honest act of self-respect. Behavior 9. Respond. Don't react. The moment someone disrespects you, challenges you, or hits a nerve, your first impulse is usually not your wisest one. It's emotional, fast, protective. You want to answer immediately, to defend yourself, to prove a point, to strike back. But reaction gives your power away. Because reaction says, "You control my state." Response says, "I choose what happens next." That difference may only be a few seconds, a breath, a pause, a moment of restraint. But inside that pause is your power. That's where self-control lives. That's where dignity lives. That's where respect is built. People trust those who don't get pulled around by every emotion, every insult, every shift in energy. They trust the person who can pause, think, and answer from clarity instead of impulse. You won't do this perfectly every time. Nobody does. But every time you pause before reacting, You become a little more difficult to manipulate and a little easier to respect. These 7 behaviors are not loud. They're not dramatic. They're not designed to impress people. That's exactly why they matter. Because real worth is not something you announce. It's something you practice, in how you speak, in what you tolerate, in what you stop explaining, in what you walk away from, in whether your actions agree with your words. You have been teaching people how to treat you for a long time. The question is, what have you been teaching them? Start with one behavior, just one. Practice it until it becomes natural, until it becomes your standard, until people can feel, without you saying a word, that you value yourself. And once that message becomes consistent, the world begins to respond differently. If this spoke to you, comment, "I know my worth." And subscribe to Daily Stoic Motivation for more videos that help you think clearly, live strongly, and carry yourself with quiet confidence. Walk steady.